Hello, Nuggets. It's your favorite TT from Divine Me 1111 Spiritual Guidance. I hope you all are doing well. If you need to get in contact with me, the information will be in the description box for personal readings. Pisces, you have the opportunity to get a 30-minute reading for $10. They're usually, normal price is $25 for 30 minutes. So please, by all means, take advantage of that. And please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. All the information is in the description box. Okay, so I have been guided to do a message for light workers. So whatever form that takes for you, take it as it applies. Be that I'm not even going to put a label on it. It has a blanketed label of light work. So whatever that is, be it a platform like YouTube, any other form of social media, even if you are a pastor or praise dancer, what have you, light worker, take it how it applies. All right. So, of course, the channeled song would be "Heal the World" by Michael Jackson. Why not? But yeah, that was the channeled song that I got, and now we're gonna pull. And, of course, that is obvious. That is what we all feel that we are called to do. It is 11:11 right now on the clock. So, yeah, 11:12 now. Heal the world. That is what we as light workers are called to do. Whatever that is, however that shows up for you. You first heal others by healing yourself. That's first and foremost. So once we get that part in understanding and alignment and being the example of what working on yourself is, and learning yourself and acting accordingly, governing yourself and your energy accordingly, then that is light work, because you're first working on illuminating things within yourself, and then you can illuminate you shine, whatever capacity that is, you shine, and then it lends the energy to invite others to do the same within themselves. All right. TT's music oracle is "I'm Coming Out" by Miss Diana Ross, and then underneath we have "Kiss of Life" by Miss Sade. Or I guess I can't say Miss Sade. It is actually a group called Sade, and yeah, so though she is the representative of. Hey, there we go. All right. So, being in your truest form, truest, highest identity for yourself in your light work, not hiding your gifts, not being ashamed of your gifts. Whoever resonates with you is who resonates with you. Whoever does not, then your message is not for them. It does not mean that your message is wrong. It just means that your tribe is on its way. Let's see here. What else am I getting from that? For some of you, your messages may be coming in like hard and fast, and it kind of get overwhelming. Take the pause and do the breath. You know, there's a lot coming in. There's a lot shifting and changing for you at one time. So, you know, when you need to take a minute for you and do self-care, take that moment to do the self-care, because if you continue to keep going, you will infirm yourself. And then what good are you to anyone else when you're not whole and together? Okay? Y'all, and I'm hearing this right now, and I'm not sure if it's, you know, my ego trying to trip me up, or what, or if this is, you know, we're gonna take it how it applies, take it how it works, because I'm growing and expanding and learning in my gift, as well as doing what I feel that I'm called to do, as far as my divine purpose. I heard what gives you the authority or the right to speak to anyone about healing, well, or speak to, what was it? Or speak to those who are in leadership. I'm telling you right now, I don't have any authority over anything. I take my guidance from God. If God tells me to do it and say it and speak it, then that's what I'm going to do. This Anyone who knows me personally knows that I'm not really one for, you know, being out in the forefront and actually, actually speaking in front of people. But when I feel that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and which is speaking into people, I'm going to do it. It does not have to be ordained for me by anybody other than God to say what needs to be said. And then, whoever takes it how they're supposed to. And that goes with anything. Okay? That goes with anything. This whole needing to, have permission from other people to walk in your gift or have your opinion. Who the fuck are they? And yes, I use bad words. I use all of the tools given to me in this universe. So if, what I say, rubs you the wrong way, then this is just not your channel. It's not your message. And in all honesty, I hate it when readers and people who are speaking do that, because, it is what it is. You say what you have to say, and if they don't like it, then they don't like it. But, why address it? But I understand now that, yeah, it does need to be addressed, because that gives people, it puts people in their place. And it's not to, point your finger at somebody and say that, I'm better or anything of that nature. It's just to set the tone so people know, hey, it is or it isn't, you can or you can't, that's on you. But this is how I am governing myself here in this position, in my space. So, okay. And that, I believe that also comes with courage and leadership, and addressing things from your perspective. Because if you don't enforce or let people know what your boundaries are, they will, come in and just, take over your space, your place, your energy, and then crouch themselves upon you. And then you get into the space of, not wanting to do what it is that you're called to do, because you don't have boundaries. You have not created the boundary for yourself and told people, okay, all right, look, this is what needs to be done. And especially as people in leadership, and especially as people who are called to these positions, needing to not just govern yourself accordingly, but also creating those boundaries, and showing people how to, take responsibility for themselves. I am 100% in the energy of, you know, I've watched a lot of pastors and leaders and people who have these titles and positions allow themselves to be consumed because people need them. Well, to my understanding, we're not just supposed to be leading people, but we're supposed to be helping to build people to lead themselves. So if you are a person in leadership, especially when it comes to being leadership in spirituality, and a light worker and called to work in the kingdom, you have to give people the space to grow for themselves. You get the information. Of course, you get the information because you are, to be the example. You take on that energy of, doing what you are taught and told to do and given the gift of, but you are placed in this role of being looked at because you are to ignite this and show other people that they also have the same power within themselves to take on the responsibility and the capability of one, having the same kind of relationship that you have to get this information, letting them know that, hey, you have that same ability, that same capability, that same power to go to God for yourself before you come to me. I don't know what that is going on out there, but it's annoying. Anywho, this is, and this will keep you, and don't get me wrong, there are some times when people are in dire need of, speaking to someone to get into that space where, hey, I need you. And yes, you are to show up. Absolutely. However, there, when it's, when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you have to go to work, your family has to go to work and school, and someone is calling you about something that is very much in their capability to take care of, and learning and knowing that it is not your responsibility. And this goes for parents, this goes for anybody who is in any, like I said, any kind of leadership position. If you are doing your job, if you are doing the job of building people so that they can build themselves, you don't have a problem with these people going out and dealing with things the way that they are supposed to, because you know that you have instilled into your flock, instilled into your family, the very things that they need in order to execute life in the way that is flourishing for them. If you don't do that, if you're not giving people those kinds of tools, and you are continuously coming to their rescue when these things are very much in their capability of doing, you are an enabler. You are in the space of wanting to be needed, needing to be needed, needing to be the person that comes to the rescue. That's uh, it's some kind of labeled, some kind of syndrome or whatever, where you want to be the hero and you want to save people rather than giving people the tools that they need to save themselves. That was a whole lot, and I'm gonna let that marinate, let that sit there for a second. Yep. We all have our vices, and none of us are perfect. Let's start there. Yes, we have expectations, and people rely on us and things of that nature. But if you are in the energy of just doing things because it looks good, doing things because you want to make a name for yourself, or doing things because you want money and clout, those are ego based things, and that's not going to grow anybody. That's going to do more damage, because then you start taking on other people's energy and being completely in that for yourself, and you're stifling yourself and you're stifling them. You're taking on their energy when it should be placed on them. And I guarantee you, this has happened to me more times than I can than I can count. But it's also happened to me on the other side, where there creates that energy of hurt, because the leadership sees something in somebody in their flock, sees a gift in somebody in their flock, and they do the complete opposite for that person to be overshadowed and not fed into. That's another thing that we have to be mindful of, is if you see something in somebody, and their gift could potentially be greater than yours, and they can have people actually coming to them and following them, and we getting in our ego that they're going to, it's foolishness. It just all comes in and comes down to foolishness and needing to go back within to heal. So yeah, those are a lot of things that people that are in the I'm not going to say in the business of, because it shouldn't be business. Spirituality shouldn't be a business, although I understand how how it is and how it comes to that, because how society has placed all of these things on the church, and then the church is taking on things that it had no business taking on either. So lots of things are coming to the forefront, and things are coming to the light. And when you take on this energy of being a light worker and being a teacher and getting higher levels of understanding, you are called to a higher standard, but it's not a standard of the outside world. You have to answer to God. And as much as you try to cover it, as much as you try to put fences around it so that the truth of it is not seen, your ugliness is still seen, because it still comes out. Just because people don't say things does not mean that you are not seen. And once you are seen by the society and people around you, God can't keep putting stuff on you and using you, because you're not doing the work. Oh my goodness, this was not my intention, but I'm telling y'all, this is the message. Oh, okay. Things are being highlighted, especially when it comes to the truth of your heart, when it comes to dealing with this thing called spirituality, or the relationship. It really should be called the relationship you have with God and yourself. That's what it really should be called. It is your awareness and your consciousness of yourself and your connection and relationship with God. I wish I could, I laughed because the cards are actually, and yes, I am pulling cards right now, but these cards are actually very much the same thing. It's very much the same exact thing in these cards. I have the Wild Unknown Animal and the um, Fairy Oracles by Brian Froud. These cards are actually the very, very same thing. We have the Buffalo and Ecstasis. And then we have the Golden Egg and She of the Cruac. If this is not, you doing exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing, loving and nurturing and caring and being in your heart-centered heart space, and then exuding that out and spreading that out, giving the word, I don't know what is. That's exactly where you're supposed to be, light worker, leadership, but it is it coming to your awareness that there's elevation here and you are being seen, okay? And not only are you being seen, but you are seeing another level of God right now. Okay? This is what integration is. This is what being a divine person, a divine being, and integrating that on the earth is. This is that level of leadership where you abandon your ego. And it's not just abandoning your ego, it's checking it. Checking it and understanding, I have a cousin who is in I almost said his name, and I don't want to say his name. But I have a cousin who is in ministry, and he says this all the time. It's not about us. It is not about you as the individual. It is about us as the collective. Elevating our thoughts, elevating our love, and going down deep. In order for you to elevate, you have to know your depths as well. You have to know your triggers and your perceived weaknesses as well, and learn those. And once you learn those, you can heal them, and you can also show other people how to heal those things within themselves. It's a lot. This ain't easy. Leadership is not easy. Being, completely um in your divine energy is not easy, because it's triggering. And not only is it triggering to other people, but it also calls you to have to look at things within yourself and make sure you're on your P's, Q's, and cares. And no, again, none of us on this earth is perfect. The thing is are you aware of your imperfections, and what are you doing to be in more understanding of that? I was listening to someone on YouTube. It's a YouTuber, and I'm not 100% who it is at this moment, but she was speaking about integrating your shadow side, understanding, your hurts and pains and triggers understanding those and not acting out against them, not projecting them out away from you, but actually understanding, okay, this is what this is. This is where this comes from. This is where these self-defense mechanisms come from. This is where, I intend to be and what I want to have known and seen, but also understanding that when you show both, when you show your understanding, your intellect, your physical attraction, you also have to understand that the other side that comes with that are your hurts, your triggers, the things that you have experienced in your life. How can I balance that and also be within myself, be my truest self, but also show other people in my vulnerability, in my learning, in my teaching, in my understanding of myself, that they too can do the same. It's not easy, but once you get to doing it, that part, when I tell you guys, it's kind of addicting to, want to get to the bottom of things, get to the understanding of my own foolishness, my own bullshit. How am I keeping myself from moving forward? That is a very big draw for me, so that I can go in and make sure that I'm cleaning that stuff out for myself, but also understanding that I can project those things onto other people, and they could very well not be going through that, but because of certain understandings and certain triggers, I believe that they are, and they could very well not be. But also on the same spectrum of that, understanding that I have gone through these things so that I can spot them in others and help them to learn, hey, I've been through this and I see it. I'm trying to help you to identify it in yourself so that you can learn from it and change it for yourself. And that is breaking generational curses. Amen. That's breaking generational curses. And it doesn't necessarily have to be you with your lineage and the your blood relatives. This could very well be, you being in leadership, you igniting that in someone else's bloodline. We're all connected, duh. We're all connected. We all come from God. We all have the same spirit. But we, learn differently. We connect differently. But we're all family. Doesn't matter what your complexion is. Does not matter, what your nationality is. We are all one. We are all connected. We're all God's children. We're all here for a purpose. So why not take it onto ourselves to learn that purpose for ourselves, but also give the space, place, and grace that we ask God to give us in our growing to someone else. Okay? So I hope that helped as far as light workers and leadership goes. I do thank you all for tuning in. If you need to get a personal message from me, the information is in the description box. Please do comment, like, share, and subscribe. Again, I do appreciate it, and I thank you all. I love you. I love you from my soul, and I send you all blessings and light. Take care.